Hello, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Corey Crane. I'm one of the pastors here at Warren, and it is my great honor to be able to host Passover Seder this year. Passover is one of the feasts of the Lord. I've been studying the feasts of the Lord for about 10 years, and the reason for that is I once met a Messianic Jewish gentleman in the beginning of my own personal walk, and I asked him, I said, "What are you? You know, you're Jewish, but you're a Christian." And he smiled and he said, "I am a complete Jew." He said, "You being a Gentile Christian, you do not know the God of the Old Testament." He said, "But I not only know the God of the Old Testament, but I get to see the completion and the revelation of him in Christ Jesus." And that really stuck with me. And so I decided that I would start studying the ancient Hebrew customs, the cultures, understanding more of the Old Testament, so that I could understand better who this God is that I saw revealed in Jesus Christ. And so one of the things that I've been studying very heavily is the Feast of the Lord. One of those being Passover. And so I wanted to prepare us as we head towards that time of Passover by looking at things that have happened through the scriptures during those times, but also to help you to think Hebrew. We don't think Hebrew, and so as we read things in the scriptures, they don't necessarily make sense to us, or they get kind of confusing, or we can get lost in it. So one of the things that you need to understand is Hebrews know the days by number. They don't have names. It's the first day, the second day, the third day, through the seventh day, which we learn about in Genesis and creation. The first day of the week we would call Sunday, right? That is the first day, and then the seventh day is Saturday, or the Sabbath, and that's how they know the days of the week. The other thing is they tell time differently. So in Genesis it says that the evening and the morning were the beginning, or were the first day. And so for a Hebrew, the day begins at about 6 p.m. evening, and then it continues on until the next day, where we think of it as starting at midnight, which is a Roman convention, right? And so as we talk about this, or these events, you need to keep that in mind, and I'll give you an example. Passover happens at the transition between Nisan 14 and Nisan 15, Nisan being the first month of the Hebrew calendar. And so Nisan 14 transition to 15 would happen on Nisan 14 at about 6 p.m. So when we think about when these events occur and the days of the week they occur on, we have to keep these things in mind. So really looking forward to this. Really just love this time. It's very rich. You get to experience God in an immersion in the Passover. It's sights and sounds and smells and tastes and words, and just all of your senses come alive. It's just an amazing way for God to tell his complete story from the beginning all the way to the end. And so I invite you to come and to be part of it, and also to tune in over the next few days as we'll talk about some really cool and important things that have happened through the scriptures on these days and around these feasts of the Lord. Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon.